Hi everyone. Let's start with our part 4 of The Secret Life of Druids. So let's resume where we l- left yesterday. So here are the series. I envision this young man as a religious leader, even a druid, his body buried with full military honor. So let's read the first passage of this particular series. While there is a comparatively little evidence for what went on in British Iron Age centuries, some Roman British temples definitely had their roots in a pre-conquest past. Iron Age coins were deposited a shrine at Wanborough in Surrey, some of which were even laid down as a pathway to the shrine's entrance. But the priestly headdress are the most exciting discoveries. Several were unearthed in the 1983 suggested the presence of multiple clergy on duty at the same time, and some of this crown has had adjustable headbands as it to accommodate the range of the head size. They must have made a specular show when worn, for the bronze headband were embellished with long chain that supported a wheel-shaped ornaments at the top of the wearer's head that would have glinted in sunlight when the priest made ceremonial processions. These clergy also clarified a great bronze scepters of office, adding to the visual spectacle. So this passage is talking about the different ornaments from not just different ornaments, the different materials used in British Iron Age, which is made up of bronze metals. The author is talking about different headbands or crowns used in shrine worn board in Surrey, which is these headbands have different size, and which is these crowns are different size with adjustable headbands. Here author is mentioned about. So this headband shows there is also wheel shaped ornament on top wear, which is for I think the top status positions in priesthood. That's all this passage is talking about, the different kind of bronze in the British iron is a different kind of bronze metals ornaments used with symbols which is categorized on the basis of different positions in priesthoods. So let's moving toward the next passage of this. The Wanborough headdresses bear a strong resemblance to one found adorning the head of fragilely built young man who died in 2nd century BC and was buried in an Iron Age cemetery at the Deal in Kent. He was interred with a sword in its finely ornamented scrabbled and a shield, as if he had been a warrior. Yet his headdress was not a military helmet, but formed a decorated, crown-like ring close fitted to his head, with a hoop over the top. By his ankle was a decorated brooch, perhaps used to pin a cloak or a shroud. That this person perhaps had a special status in is not only implied by his headgear and finely wrought military equipment, but also by the position of his grave, set apart from the main cemetery area. By inclination, is to eviscerate this young man as some kind of religious leader, even a Druid whose body was buried with full military honor as a befitted an important cleric. So, this passage is talking about the young men who died in 2nd century BC, who are the part of the military because the things like shields are there beside his grave. but it's seen that instead of the military helmet, that person wearing a crown size headband, which is decorative. This is not the symbol of the military. So it's suggested that the person is must be a higher status in military. So let's moving toward the next spaces. We know from the Caesar's account that while Druids did not fight, they were closely associated with waging war and negotiating peace. Indeed, Caesar's comments about the Druid exemptions from military service is interesting. He added that they were also exempted from taxations. So, might it be that because of their high status, Jude were neither expected to down tools and go to the war when their rules commanded, nor to pay the dues exacted from ordinary people. But perhaps there was another reason why the Jews were not summoned to the battlefield, that they were too valuable to their community to be at risk of death or serious injury. So here the author is saying that during the Caesar's times, Caesar exempted Jewish community people from going to the war, uh, even though they are associating the waging war and negotiating peace, but still they are not allowed, they are exempted from going to the war and paying taxes. The reason the author is suggested in the last sentence, the reason might be that they were too valuable to their community to be at risk of death or serious injury. So let's moving to the next spaces. At the far end of the Britain, from Deal and Vanborough, in the wild country of the northwest Wales, sometime in the 4th century BCE, a middle-aged man remains were interred in a stone-cased slab-built box, a Kyrgyz duration Conley, like the youth from Deal. He played a special part in his community. He was buried with fantastic scared headdress fashioned from the leather and highly decorated bronze in the form of a kind of brimmed hat, topped with a long horsehair plume. Dangling down each side was a chain terminating in a bronze amulet shaped like a wheel, very similar to the headgear worn by a Romano-British priest at Wongburg. Its wearer would have made an amazing spectacle as he led a religious ceremony. His square hat of sorry, polished bronze glinted in the sun as he processed. I suspect that, like its Roman period successor at Warnborg, the wheel-shaped pendant was designed to represent the sun. So here is author is talking about in 14th century BC, a middle-aged man's grave. They found that that person is wearing a different kind of a bronze-made hat, which also have a leather and horsehair plum in it, which is also the symbol of, which is also we can indicate comprehend that that thing also we found in Romano-British priest at Bourbon. So it suggested that the maybe the wheel-shaped symbols which are found in both the hats from both time periods is represent the sun. So let's moving to the next thesis. What does this elaborate regalia reveals by Archuleta tell us about Druidic ceremonies? First of all, it must be admitted that we can't know for certain that it was a Druid who wore this headdress, or who carried the spectres found in the ancient scared places such as Wombor and Karingi Druid. But this archaeological material strongly indicate the existence of the high-ranking priestly class in Britain and Gaul, whose members display their power by visual symbol of religious office. So in this passage is saying that it is not confirmed that the different kind of hat or the crowns wore mentions earlier is from the Druidic culture, but it is indicated that hats are strong and that hats are for the high-ranking priestly class in Britain and Gaul, whose members displayed their power by visual symbol of the religious office. So let's moving to the next passage, which is the second last one. So who were the Druids? How influential were they? Did they really exist or were they constructed by the would-be conqueror Britain and Gaul? Rather like Saddam Hussein, mystical weapon of mass destruction to wipe off a fear and hostility to the nation that Caesar and his pure wished to be incorporated in a Roman Empire. I think that they did exist, that they were subjected to the bad press and perpetrated by the classical writer, their barbarous habit of seditions and sacrificial murder, either invented or exaggerated not only to instill fear in the reader but also to glorify the conquest of the people to whom the Druid belonged. So, in this passage, author is questioning who are the Druids? Do they really exist or not? So the answer is the answer suggested by the Saddam Hussein writer that the Druids were existed, that Druids did exist, but they are subject to bad press perpetrated by the classical writer, their barbarous habit of seditions and sacrificial murder, either invented or exaggerated not only to instill fear in their reader, but also to glorify the conquest of the people to whom the Druids belong. So we can take the whole line as it. This is the summary of the whole passage. So let's moving toward the last passage of this Aeon Essay. Sedatus' shrine is charters survived to be excavated only because of the house above the cellar, whether by accident or design, burned down, sealing the crypt under this thick layer of collapsed debris. It was discovered during the clearance work to install the car park in the center of the city in 2005. Could it be that the Sedatus' secret life as a Druid had been found out and the shrine condemned by local people? Did he pay for his subversive anti-Roman activities by having his house destroyed? We never know. But what is certain is that he dared to be subversive enough to summon strange, non-Roman god even within the context of a fully Romanized town, a town in which he was regarded as an upstanding Roman citizen. His activities, if nothing else, are a sure indication that Druids remain alive, at least as an idea, long after the absorption of their nation into the maw of the Roman Empire. The shadowy figure of the Druids will continue to be taken, and we will continue our search to find out who they really are. So, in this particular passage, author is actually questioning that do the Sedatus also belongs to the Druid family? But it is not confirmed yet because of, but still, author says that still it is not confirmed Druid exists or not, but at least Druid exists as an idea. But still the search is going on. So this the passage is all about this. Still, the whole Aeon Essay is about the life of Druids. It is mentioned, but still it's not confirmed. Do the Druids really exist or not? It is still a mystery. So thank you for being with me for this journey of this particular passage. Hope meet you soon with a new Aeon Essay. Hope you guys enjoy.